nurturing your own self, being your own great mother, the wise mother, and choosing kindness is going to help you see how you can come out of any kind of illusion that you don't have what it takes. Let's get you some intuitive guidance for the astrological aspects that are happening today. We actually have 3 aspects for you, and it's August 11th. So I am going to roll the dice to see what our number indicator is here for the shuffle. It's a 6 and a 1, so 7. Perhaps lucky number 7 energy here. A 6 energy is definitely about balance, harmony, reciprocity, things coming back into equilibrium. And the 1 is a fresh new start. It can be an individualization of something. So like you as an individual coming back into balance. And if you'll notice, I've got 2 3s staring at me there to give us another 6 and double 3s. So double 3s or repeating 3s may be important for us today to pay attention to. 3s are collaboration, creativity, creative ways to get yourself back into a relief or a balanced or a calm state. All right, and what I'm gonna do since we're doing this overhead is set aside the aspects. So we have, again, 3 aspects. This is 1, 2, and 3. And 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so I can set these decks aside here. So the first aspect we'll be talking about today, again, it is August 8th, and that is Mercury going direct in Leo. So Mercury is going direct today. Mercury retrograde is concluded. And I'm going to read you the blurb so you have a bit of an idea about this energy. And I really love our role to go along with that, of course. Balance for ourselves, coming back into hopefully a wonderful energy after we've been able to pick up the information or communication during the Mercury retrograde. And the blurb says, after a fiery retrograde, we can finally take a breather now that Mercury is moving forward in Leo. This is the perfect time to use your words to create beauty and uplift those around you. Lovely energy to start with. So let's see what the Oracle has for us. Card number 2, the Evil Queen. You deserve sugar, not salt. Wow. So right off the bat, the energy of this card is a big reminder for us with Mercury going direct. Sugar, not salt. Sweetness is the goal, trying to create beauty and be uplifting. I also feel like this is very personal. It's going to be very personal because we've got that 1. So, the sense of it is that we really need to pay attention to what it is that we're saying to ourselves and what it is we're thinking about, what's happening perhaps in your current life experience. The only other thing that I'm picking up on here is the 2 energy, the fact that this is card number 2, we have 2 hands. How do you perceive what the Evil Queen is holding? Is it sugar or is it salt, right? Cubes of sugar or cubes of salt? How is your brain perceiving things in order to make decisions? Or with 2s, that's connection energy. So in your relationships, are you salting things? Are you being salty? Or are you being sweet? This retrograde energy sounds like it's going direct for us. Mercury is going direct for us to be able to have this sense of a relief. Like we don't have to be so salty. We don't have to, let's say, be so defensive. We can actually tap into that sweetness within ourselves and give that to ourselves, especially like making sweet decisions for yourself feels good with this particular pull. Let's see what we have for the tarot card now. Yeah, definitely the Devil. Look at her. She's chained up. This is a beautiful combination of cards for us today. Reason being, the devil energy is a card of temptation. It's a card of distraction. It is a card of repeating cycles that, look at the fiery energy behind her as well. Repeating cycles that are just not working for you. So as Mercury goes direct, you're going to want to reflect on what it is you learned over the past 3.5 weeks while Mercury was retrograde. What kind of communications worked for you? What kind of communication didn't? Especially inside your own head. Lots of times with the devil energy, it's this sense of us holding ourselves back. She is chained up, but she's holding these chains. She is keeping herself stuck in the prison. It's an empowerment card and an empowerment energy that says, you get to choose, right? And we're seeing that with the Oracle as well. Today, as far as the aspect of Mercury retrograde and Mercury going direct, this Leo energy wants us to be inspired and empowered to be able to choose the sweetness as we move forward. And it really feels like it's on the back of what you have learned over the last few weeks, not the next few weeks, but perhaps you're taking it in through the next few weeks. What you have learned over the past few weeks. What kind of information were you given? What kind of insights popped up for you? Where did you find yourself stuck or looking on the salty side of things? Where did you find that in your relationships you were being more salty when maybe you didn't really need to be like that? What kind of cycles or habits have you been noticing over the past few weeks that you know in your heart and in your gut it is time to shift? That's what this energy is asking us to do. Mercury direct, it's been a fiery retrograde. Now you can take a breather and go, I'm going to tap out of those things. I'm choosing the sweetness of life, not the things that keep me stuck or chained up anymore. Let's choose a charm. The beaded heart. An open heart. With this particular charm, they always give me a visual of somebody kind of beading the charm, like as if you were placing each bead on a string in order to create the heart. And I think that it's important to recognize, well, the message of that is you might be in the middle of releasing yourself from some of these cycles, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be done overnight. There needs to just be a consciousness on it, and that's what the Mercury retrograde was probably all about, since this is what we're pulling on for Mercury going direct. That it's okay if it takes you a bit of time, but you're on the right track to be able to create this beautiful, loving, open heart around how it is that you want to see your life, perceive your life, what kind of decisions you want to make, and what you want to keep around as you're moving forward. So really making decisions that feel good, that feel sweet, that feel loving, instead of keeping yourself in the old cycles and being salty. That's right. Okay, wonderful. I hope that this serves you for Mercury direct, and we'll set this aside. I'm just going to scoot this. This is the second aspect cards here. These are the second aspect cards. Can you still see that? That is the question. Yes, great. Okay, so again, it's August 11th, and the second aspect we're talking about is Venus in Cancer conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. This is a great energy. It's a good aspect. So let's see what it is that we have for the Oracle here first. Card number 15, the Garden. Something lovely will grow from this. Yes, they're reminding me that I didn't read the blurb for you, so I'm going to do that now. I'm uber focused on this 15 here, though, and that is because the devil energy that we just saw with the Mercury direct pull is a 15. So there's this sense of things feeling or being okay that I'm getting immediately from this card. It feels so lovely. So let me read you the blurb so that you have an idea of what I'm picking up on or what the energy is. It says, This fortunate aspect brings us a lot of joy today. It's an ideal time for starting a family, buying a home, and strengthening our connections with others. Dream big. And if you can see in the card, she is lighting up something new for new growth. She's growing this beautiful little rose, and she's got her insight here. She's staked her sword right in the ground. Something lovely will grow from this. I feel like it's a nod to understanding that as you choose out of cycles with this 15, by the way, 15-6, right? As you choose out, you get harmony, you get new growth, you get something that feels good. It feels in alignment. It feels like it's okay for you to begin. You can use whatever insight, right? That's what the sword is representing, to be able to move forward, to water something new, to grow something new, to create the garden of your dreams. Let's see what we have connected with the tarot. The Two of Cups. Oh my gosh, this makes me excited. It just feels so good, this combination of cards. Wow. And by the way, the other aspect that we pulled, the Evil Queen card, was the number 2 card. This is card 15. So it's almost as if we're looking at a mirror, right? A reversed energy. This is 15 and we're here. This is a 2 and we're here. A 2 of Cups energy is such a lovely energy. Just look at the two of them. They're looking straight into each other's eyes, vibing with each other's spirits, imbibing together, heart connection, sharing with each other in perfect reciprocity. So yeah, something lovely is coming in for you to, they want me to say imbibe, to imbibe in, to drink up. And this may be your connections in your life, people that you share moments with. It may be that you're making new heart connections or that you're finding like a love interest. Maybe you are now going to be open to love. You may be attracting people that you love or people that get you, you know, your tribe members. You may be more open and willing to share. A 2 of Cups is a 2 of Hearts. And again, you see we're building the heart. So today, I feel like it's like giving yourself grace in this energy. Some new growth is happening, some opening and connecting of your loving, beautiful heart. There's a balanced energy and there's this sense of understanding that I feel like this wants to tell us it's okay. Something lovely is going to grow from whatever it is that you're currently going through. Honor and nurture the connections that you have that feel reciprocal, the people that you love, do the things that you love, make choices to be able to engage in activities that you love, things that bring you joy. It brings a lot of joy today. That was the first sentence, right? This fortunate aspect brings us a lot of joy today. And it's totally true. And I also think the joy is a bit in the future projection of the energy, right? When you plant seeds in a garden or when you just begin to grow something because you have a beautiful insight or a nudge or an intuition to do that, and you love up on it and you come back to it and you water it and you give it love and you watch it and you protect it and et cetera, you give to it, it gives back to you. So there's some wonderful balancing and openness that comes from this growth feeling for this particular aspect today. And I hope you will allow that for yourself. This energy is yummy. A dove. And it's, by the way, it's an open dove. Both of these are open charms. The dove charm. Love, peace, harmony. That's what this feels like. It really is going to be a choice. When we're looking at them right next to each other, it feels like what they're saying is choose how you're going to see this. Choose how you're going to see the energy. Are you going to look at it like it's a cycle you can't break and be salty and not have an open heart and not build things that are new or not open your eyes to this is what they want me to say? Or are you going to step into noticing what kind of growth you can create from this, what you can water, what feels so good to you, hopeful energy. Something lovely will grow from this. You deserve salt, not sugar. Something lovely will grow from that kind of perception. And then reconnecting with your heart center and the reciprocity that you find in your life already to create peace. This is an opportunity. Some of you may even feel like you want to offer like an olive branch to someone here is what they're giving me. Like if there's been tension, or if you haven't been communicating with somebody, if you've been holding something in, you've come to a place where you're ready to chat or you're ready to connect, that is in complete alignment for this aspect as well today with this pull. Lovely energy. It depends on how you choose, right? It's up to you. I would say definitely choose love and choose peace. Who wouldn't want that? Okay, let's see what we have for our third aspect. We'll scoot this on over. All right. So again, August 11th, our third aspect is quite a lengthy one. Ceres retrograde in Aries. This is starting today, and it's going to go through March 15th, 2026. So that's a little over 7 months. This is, you know, an asteroid, and I'm going to read you the blurb so you have a bit of an idea about this longer term underlying energy that we're going to be experiencing and being able to use for our highest good. So the blurb says, the summer heat can spark up conflicts as the Great Mother goes retrograde in fiery Aries. While navigating these emotional battles, don't forget to show kindness. A review and reevaluation of how we nurture ourselves and others, as well as how we handle and manage our resources and stability, is encouraged. So this is a lovely energy. Again, it's a long-term energy. It feels like this is underlying energy, right? This is very quick. This is a little longer. This energy is like the underlying energy. The Great Mother is going retrograde to help us understand our emotions better, navigate and manage them, as well as look around us and manage our resources well. So let's see what we have here for the oracle first. There's that 6 again. Dragons, slay them all. And there's that sword again. She has here an impairment or a handicap that is not holding her back. She is on the path to taking back her castle, taking back the castle from the perceived threat here, or the actual threat, I guess, in fairy tale land. The 6 tells us it's time to fight for what is right or to stand up for yourself. Slay all of the dragons in your life. The fact that this is coming up with a Ceres retrograde is, it's high perspective and it's very spiritual, right? The Great Mother. How does the Great Mother teach us to slay all the dragons? Do we do it with anger and rage and resentment and just pure fury? Is what they just said. Pure fury. Is that how you're going to go into this? And how will that serve you? If you use pure fury, wow, the word fury, they're like flashing it red. If you use pure fury, how far is that going to get you and how good is that going to be for you? Maybe you're able to slay the dragons, but your system is uprooted, ignited. You know, it doesn't feel like the good kind of ignition. And it will run out, they just said, and it will run out. Instead, we are slaying the fears in our life, the threats in our life, the disappointments and the obstacles in our life over the next, again, little over 7 months, with the understanding that kindness and love is going to get you a whole lot further. It actually makes you a whole lot stronger to come from that place, and it doesn't deplete your energy, which is really what they're giving me here. Like the fury is going to burn you out. So if you go with that sword of wisdom and knowledge, where you're growing something lovely here, if we're combining these, you can see we're choosing the sugar, not the salt. We're getting ourselves out of old cycles, and maybe some of those old cycles include the fury with all of this fire going on here. It'll be interesting to see what this says, but then we choose out of that here and we're growing something new. So we understand, okay, there's some growth here. Well, where do we want to grow it? Well, how about we take back where you want to plant your garden? You get to take it back. Maybe you were afraid to do that. Maybe you felt threatened by certain things, people, situations. Maybe you have thoughts in your head that have been holding you back and telling you, no, you can't do that because of some perceived impairment, right? That's just not the case, is what they're saying. And over the next 7 months, you're going to better learn how to nurture yourself and others, take what is yours in a very grounded and positive way, from a place of kindness and boundaries, healthy boundaries, and handle your resources with a sense of stability as opposed to chaos, right? So they're telling us we have what it takes to be able to move peacefully forward and create balance while still slaying all the dragons. In fact, that may be the answer to slaying the dragons. In fact, maybe the dragons don't need to be slayed in the way that we think they need to be slayed. They just showed me like an elixir. Like she's smart enough to outsmart them or something. Outsmarting the dragons, if you will. Let's see what we have for the tarot. Oh yeah, there it is. The Eight of Swords. Freeing yourself again. Wow, look at this. This is a nice combo. What you perceive as fear, what you have been stuck in your head, you have the ability to move through it and move out of it. You're going to free yourself. That's why they were saying, like, she's going to outsmart the dragons. She's not going to try to fight them head on. She's not unrealistic. She knows she can't slay these dragons with this sword, but it's not going to stop her from slaying them, from going after them and putting them to bed, putting this to bed. The Eight of Swords is a card of perceived illusion and fear that exists only in your mind. So it is a self-victimization card, and it can be dangerous because the stuff that you say in your mind is essentially true if you believe it, right? So if you're telling yourself, I'm impaired, I can't do it, I can't get out of this cycle, this isn't going to happen for me, or I can't grow this, if you continue to stay salty, how you perceive what you're capable of is what is going to be available to you with an Eight of Swords. She is not actually stuck. She looks stuck. If we look quickly at either of these cards, it looks like she's tied up and blindfolded with no way out. It looks like there's no way she's going to be able to take these dragons and take her castle back. Take these dragons out and take her castle back. She's a small girl. There are like 4 dragons here, right? At first glance, the perceived notion makes you nervous and afraid and scared, but it's all an illusion because she has a sword in her hand. She has a sword in her hand. She has the sword. You have the sword, the insight, the knowing, the understanding. She'll just cut herself out and take her blindfold off, and she'll realize, none of these swords are even harming me. I'm free to go. I'm free to dream. I'm free to go. This was all an illusion that I made up, that I was stuck. I'm not stuck. I just got myself out of it. No problem. Same thing here. She feels like she's so smart that she's going to make some elixir and these dragons are going to go. And nobody ever thought. Like, everybody might have doubted her. Everybody might have doubted her. Everybody might have doubted you. But over the next 7 months, nurturing your own self, being your own great mother, the wise mother, and choosing kindness is going to help you see how you can come out of any kind of illusion that you don't have what it takes. This feels like there are multiple options available for you, and it's your job to seek them out and find them and to use them, because they're going to help you take back what is yours, whatever that may be. It could be a part of yourself. It could be a certain project that you're doing. It could be a part of yourself in a relationship. It could be anything. Whatever you felt like you couldn't quite grasp, or you didn't quite have it anymore, you weren't confident about it anymore, this aspect here, Ceres retrograde in Aries, is tuning us in to help us understand that we can slay those dragons, that we can overcome those challenges, that we are not stuck, and that we're not going to be held back anymore by illusion or fear, especially if it's existing only in your mind. Reframe and set yourself free. The moon with the star. This charm always says intuition and hope together. Intuition and like a fixed or focused dream together becomes unstoppable. It allows growth. This is not a full moon that we're pulling. It's a crescent moon with hope for the future dream. It's possible. This is possible. And again, this longer term aspect is really going to help us understand that within ourselves. So I hope that this serves you for today. It was an absolute pleasure reading this energy for you. And thank you so much for watching.